for a world without e-waste. Out with the old, in with the new. Imagine yourself in a room overflowing with all of the electronic devices you've owned throughout your entire life. You would probably see numerous televisions, phones, games, and computers. And don't forget about household items like hairdryers and electronic clocks. The room would be flooded with countless electronic devices that you ever owned at one time or another. As technology quickly advances, it sometimes seems that a better product is already on the market as soon as we purchase something. In addition, companies convince customers to keep buying fancy new products by offering attractive deals. For example, mobile phone companies often offer new models for low prices or even for free. It can be difficult for customers to walk away from new models even if their old phones are still usable. Nowadays, a common attitude is, "I'll just get a new one," rather than, "I'll fix my old one." As a result, many people just throw away their old electronic devices without thinking much about what they are doing. This could cause the earth to be flooded with discarded electronic devices, also known as e-waste. The harmful effects of e-waste. The increasing consumption of electronic devices is now creating a severe environmental crisis. A study shows that nearly 240 kilograms of fossil fuels, 22 kilograms of chemicals, and 1.5 tons of water are used to produce one computer. In the manufacturing process, not only do factories require considerable amounts of natural resources, but they also contribute to the pollution of the air and water. That is not all. When e-waste is disposed of, harmful substances are released into the environment. In other words, poisonous chemicals can leak into the soil if not treated properly. Eventually, these chemicals could threaten all living creatures and the environment as a whole. Where do they all go? When people throw away electronic devices, their e-waste goes to different places. Some countries in Europe are striving to ban e-waste from being sent straight to trash dumps. Still, in most places around the world, e-waste is recklessly buried in landfills. For instance, the soil and water in Hong Kong is at risk as about 20% of discarded computers are sent to landfills. Unfortunately, some developed countries have been disposing of their e-waste by sending it to developing countries in order to reduce costs. In those poor countries, people work under hazardous conditions for low pay. While smashing electronic devices to get tiny pieces of metals inside them, the workers are directly exposed to highly toxic substances. Their families and neighbors are also put in danger of becoming ill as the workers return home polluted. A call for action. There are some ways that you can contribute to solving the crisis caused by e-waste. The simplest solution is to treat your electronic devices with care to make them last longer. As a smart consumer, you also need to be familiar with appropriate ways to dispose of the electronic devices you own. You can research the companies that produce or market such products and inquire about their waste disposal services. Another great way to deal with your old electronic devices is by giving them away. There are even some companies that accept used products and sell them to people who would like to reuse them. Although the efforts of individuals are very important, it is also essential for governments, companies, and civil organizations to address e-waste problems. For example, a nonprofit organization in the United States, the Basel Action Network, BAN, regulates corporations to control e-waste. It restricts the dumping of harmful waste in developing countries. As for governments, many leaders around the world have assembled their collective wisdom to take action against e-waste. Some leaders in the EU have created regulations to make manufacturers responsible for recycling. They are also persuading the manufacturers to make electronic devices more eco-friendly by reducing the amount of poisonous chemicals in them. Also, companies are encouraged to manufacture products with easily replaceable parts so that customers can get their broken electronic devices repaired and extend their life cycles. Perhaps it will be impossible to stop creating e-waste altogether, but we can make a big difference by understanding the problem and cooperating with each other to solve it.